I'm giving myself 10 minutes every day to press play and talk for 10 minutes or do something for 10 minutes with minimal editing. I might clear out the ums and the buts and the likes or whatever, or I might not. But I have learned from this week and from my whole life that if you can't dedicate 10 minutes to any goal that you have, you'll never dedicate the time necessary down the line. Oh my god, my hand is so fucking... And that's like me not trying to like do my first video and be all preachy or whatever. It's just like, that's true. And I'm hoping by forcing myself to press record for 10 minutes every day, I will one day be able to press record for half an hour or an hour and do a whole video, okay? But I can't do that if I have no confidence and if I have no motivation and if it feels like a task that's way too big, because already like 2 minutes or whatever has gone by and I want to kill myself already. And it's like I've made other videos, like I've pressed record, I've done whatever, but it's like even now I feel I'm so different than I am when I'm not doing this, and that's lame. That's lame as hell. And I don't want to be that way. My tone is different. I'm trying to, like, I'm actively, consciously trying to change my tone so that I'm not in a higher register, which I always do when I'm nervous and when I want to be more appealing, because that does you no good, and it does me no good. And obviously I'm like, oh, what if my neighbors hear me? Well, I live in an apartment building. They hear me do way worse stuff than making a silly little video for a couple minutes, you know? And 10 minutes is actually a lot longer than I thought it was, and I actually don't have as much to say as I thought I would. So obviously I thought about this before I was going to do it, and I think the easy way out would be to press stop and redo it, and like obviously in better and more at a different time. That would be the appropriate thing to do, or at least to be like, okay, I'm gonna cut this and then do whatever. But the point isn't for me to make a good video. The point is for me to make a video and to keep making them, because I have a lot of fun doing them and I really like doing them, but I have absolutely no confidence in anything. And I've seen how recording myself and editing myself and seeing myself through the lens of a camera greatly has changed me in the little ways so far, just by me, you know, making not shitty, that's rude, by me making like videos about Shein or about like my art process or whatever. It's like, these are all things that I want to do, but how do you do that when you have no confidence? When you can't turn the camera on and find a way to fill 10 minutes? Like, I didn't realize 10 minutes was so long. I actually thought I'd be done by now, but now I'm just talking about how I thought I would be done by now, but I'm not. But the point of this series, and I don't know how long it will be, and I don't know how long I'll do it, hopefully more than once, but the point of it is to build my confidence and to be less insecure and to be able to do something that is ultimately aligned with my other goals, and all of that. And that's really the point of doing anything. And I don't know what I'll do for every video. I'm sure that not every video, hopefully they won't all be this awkward and weird, but maybe they will. Maybe they will, and maybe that's just who I am as a person. And I have to accept that as well. I have to accept that maybe I am just not as charismatic as I am in my head, and that maybe I am not confident for a reason, you know? I've been watching a lot of Amelia Fart lately. Love that queen. I was saying I hope she's doing well, but I'm pretty sure she is, so that's amazing. If anyone deserves to, it's Miss Fart. Mrs. Sorry, she's married. Well, I don't know if that's very girl boss to still use Mrs. By the way, Miss Amelia Fart is married, which I'm glad. I love that I find it easier and more natural to talk about anyone but myself. But anyway, watching a lot of Amelia Fart and seeing her journey and seeing her, you know, bloom is really the best way to say it. For the fart to come full bloom is, you know, it's really touched a part of myself that I see so much of like myself in her, like especially like when she talks about like her timeline, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, although there's definitely a better phrase, I'm just not thinking of it. Yeah, damn, I really realized how long 10 minutes is. I have a long time. I have a lot of time to talk about whatever I want to talk about. First I thought I was going to be rushing, but now I'm like, no, you actually have plenty of time in 10 minutes. But anyway, our timelines are so similar in like how we kind of lost ourselves, especially around like in our later teenage years. And again, I'm making a lot of assumptions. I haven't watched all of her videos in a long time. Making a lot of assumptions. But anyway, specifically around being, in my experience when I was like 17, like I just really started to lose myself because I thought that would be easier than standing in myself, you know? Because like as a kid, I feel like I was super confident, even arrogant was one of my issues. I had a huge ego issue when I was younger. Like I thought like I was too good to like learn certain things or whatever, which is like normal. But, you know, growing up and getting into your teen years and going into high school, which means, you know, having to endure middle school, means that you are pressured to sacrifice a lot. And I feel like I am even just now starting to recover from that. And it's hard to not feel shame about that, you know? Like, yeah, wow, 10 minutes, a lot can happen in 10 minutes. But yeah, so I think taking 10 minutes to contribute to one of the facets of myself, along with many others, which I'll probably be crossing them, you know? But yeah, there's a lot of empty space here, but I'm probably gonna keep at least a lot of it in because it's gonna be 10 minutes. It's gonna be fucking 10 minutes and that's it. I'm not just gonna sit here for a minute. I have to fill it with something. So I guess I'll talk about, for briefly 2 minutes, I will talk about the book I'm reading. I'm rereading Juniper and Thorn, and not as good as I remember it being. And that's not supposed to be offensive to Miss Ava Reed, maybe Mrs. I don't know your life. But yeah, it's certainly not as good as I remember it being. And that might just be like maybe I'm just not in the right, like in the right mindset to be reading the narrator's voice as I was when I first read it. I'm also coming off of reading Hamnet, which is very different in a very different literary, in a very, very different in a literary sense. And yeah, but yeah, it's still good. Like it's like Ava Reed is still like a good writer, I guess. I haven't read anything else she's put out, but Juniper Thorn is fun. Yeah, I've already done so much for myself just today and this week, and then today I decided that we're gonna do this because I want to. And I already want to flow up, and I already feel really fucking stupid, but that's okay, because you're gonna feel dumb. You're gonna feel dumb, and you're gonna be like, LOL, it's really cringe that you are pretending to be someone that you want to be. That's really cringe, actually. It's not cringe, but it feels cringe because we have a culture that doesn't want you to do that. And it's like, oh, you're gonna blame your insecurity on culture. It's like, well, it had to come from somewhere, babe. It had to come from somewhere, because I was not insecure until I was made to be insecure about things. Until someone was like, you should be insecure about that. And that's generally when you start being insecure about things. Yeah, but whatever, we'll see. And as soon as the timer is done, we're done, and that's it. No more. As I'm kind of rambling and kind of really pushing for. I guess I should actually probably do not 10 minutes on a timer, but 10 minutes on my phone, or at least I should do a better job at syncing them, because now I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh no, they'll end at the same time. wasted a lot of this one yapping, but that's gonna happen. And we're done.